Welcome back to the channel, guys. This video playing in the background is just a very brief look at the fish growing and developing over the last year and a half. I worked very hard at making these discus the best I could possibly make them. I've really enjoyed that process, but now I've decided it's time to get a scape built for my fish. I don't feel like I'm a particularly artistic person. I feel I'm good at minding fish, but I decided I was going to get Tony from my local fish shop in to build me a scape that flows with the discus, that goes with them and is easy maintenance and easy care of. So here is today's video of Tony building this scape and creating what I think is something a bit spectacular, something a bit beautiful. So I'm going to hand you over to Tony now, who's going to start with the first little bit of a time with the building of the new scape.
Just to show you the very start of the day. Yeah, we've just laid out in the last few minutes the branches, timber, we'll have our plants, but we'll be assembling everything out of the water and then just literally putting it in like a Lego set in some ways. Okay, but we're going to get on with it.
So this is the time lapse of Tony putting together the scape here in my living room. This is about 2.5 hours in real time, but Tony also spent hours and hours putting this together in the fish shop. That's the one thing I learned from this whole process, is how long it actually takes to build a scape. Back to Tony again now for a minute.
So here we are. I'm guessing it must be gone 12 at this stage, so we're 2 hours in. So at this stage we actually have the plants fully attached to the wood. That takes the longest. So this layout is basically designed to have minimum impact on the fish. We've got wood that's pre-soaked and the driftwood obviously. So there's nothing there of any effect to the fish whatsoever. And obviously the plants can only be of benefit. So this is the last chance just to need to go in detail and show you just kind of the lay of the logs. We've tried, once again, just to have the timber leaning towards you, which you can see at this point of the video. We've had grains of wood here are leaning towards us, same here, and when this goes into the tank I don't expect it to look as nice, because unfortunately the plants, although we've kept them wet, always will take 2 to 3 weeks in fact to really take on that, what's called, I call it a softened look, but by that I mean all the plants will have looked like they're there a long time. It's a mature scape, but we're firing on.
So here we are going back into the time lapse of the scape being placed into the aquarium. Once again, this was a surprising amount of time. There was a couple of hours in getting all this put into place. The level of artistry, in my opinion, is very impressive. But anyway, we're going to be handing you back over to Tony for him to walk you through his new scape.
So, just going 3 o'clock, and here we have one of our discus coming out just to see his new home. There we are, we're all out for a bit of a show. This is what the hobby is all about. This is easy maintenance. It's a piece of furniture that everyone can enjoy. This is the way the hobby should be. A classic piece of furniture looking really well. I'm actually going to shut up for a minute and just let this flow.
It's lovely to see the fish interacting with their new scape, with their new habitat. I'm fascinated to see how that progresses over time. Back to Tony again.
Some lovely boost there growing on the bottom layers. Smaller varieties as well, stretching up into Java, and we want that bulbitis. Unfortunately Mr. Tropica doesn't give us quite as much bulbitis in a pot, but it will grow in just lovely. A few other little things just to wrap up in the tank. We got the focal point just nice in the tank. Yeah, you might be able to see, but it's basically just 30% of the way in, and that is our pat. It's not really a pat. I'm not a big fan of pats, but there is an opening there, just catching the eye and making the eye look in that particular place, and then wandering after that. And everything obviously has a theme. All the wood is leaning once again to a certain side and leaning forward as well, and then the piece of wood on the bottom, the grains in those wood, you can see go from right to left. So everything looks natural. And one more time on this video just to say, it'll take a while for the plants just to grow in and soften up all the edges.
Here we are the next day, and the tank has cleared itself up. It's looking absolutely spectacular. The fish look so much bigger and more impressive against the green background. I really love the way this scape turned out. My next video is going to be how this progresses, what the problems are, what the issues are, what the complications are in keeping discus now in a planted, in a scaped tank. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. I know I've learned so much from this project, and hopefully you'll be able to get something from it, and I'll be able to put that into some of my other aquariums to try and make them a little bit more beautiful rather than just the fish tanks that they are. Thanks, guys, for watching.